I'm Kerms, and yeah, I got sub 1 in a race yesterday. Today is April 6th, so we're just going to be commentating over it and rewatching it. Currently, this is the race world record by 20 seconds. The previous one was a 1:00:19 by me, but I just kind of beat my own PB with this. So we're going to watch over it and commentate it. Let's go. Did I pop off? Very much so. Yeah, this isn't the real world record, just to be clear, but it is the race world record. Basically just the fastest time in a race. I guess I can bring up what happened before this race. So, for the playoffs in GSA, you have to do like a best of 3 matches, which each match is a best of 3 races. So yesterday was my first match against Ekwan. All of them are against Ekwan for me. So he actually ended up winning the first race. I got a 101, and he got a mid 100. And then we almost tied the second one. He actually messed up pillars at the end, which caused me to win by a little bit. So then we moved on to the third one. So we both got 100s on that one. And then this one, I just whipped out a 59. So if he didn't mess up pillars at the end, this run wouldn't have happened. And I wouldn't have sub 1 right now. So I'm actually pretty happy that that happened. Plus I won the set, so that's good. There's still another set later today at like 7. Yo, thanks Billy. Thanks Napster. Thanks Trent. I don't think this cap was too bad. Let's see. Yeah, low 21. My early game was pretty strong in this run overall. Like, I didn't make any major mistakes, which caused me to get a pretty good wooded and lost exit. So actually previous to this run, both of the first 2 races, I had terrible early games. I lost about probably 30 seconds plus in each. But this was the first run on that day when I had a decent early game. Kind of just flew by with the rest. So that was really helpful. Yo, thanks Tapo. Yeah, I bopped Goryuya by about 0.3. But not Nick. They're gonna be adding milliseconds to the leaderboards, so that'll help out clarifying everything. So I think I missed chess clip every other time today, so I was kind of worried going into it, because I expected it to happen just again and again. But luckily that didn't happen. And we actually did that correctly. And most of my other setups seemed like they would work. Also, that was super weird. Okay. I think I expected to get the height to go onto the ground up top. But, so I still did like the spin throw cancel inputs. But somehow I still bounced off Cappy. And I just kind of went with it. Hey, Damon. I guess I could mention the mashing. So I was trying a different mashing technique where I just used 2 fingers instead of vibrating my hand. But then I realized how much slower that actually was. So I just kind of became stronger and just went with the vibrating, because that ended up saving me a ton of time throughout the run. So I'm glad I made that decision for the 3rd race. I think I did it in like the middle of the 2nd, but it took me a little bit. It was mainly because of my hands being a little bit tired, but I think I'm fine with it if I just do it sparingly. Hey, Brisk. You thanks to Dexter. I was playing super well that day. Or yesterday, I guess. I think I also messed up Sphinx Clip almost every time before, but I kinda just gave up on making mistakes, and I just did it. It's mainly about waiting a little bit longer against the wall, so you have a good position. Like right there, you can see me wait like half a second. Even though it's a little bit slower, it's still worth it. I just barely avoided that cactus there. You have to really be paying attention so you don't get hit. Well, I do have splits. I actually added them all to live split yesterday in the celebration stream. Sorry I fixed all that. And I can run against it now. It just takes a little bit longer, but it's no big deal. So currently my plan is to do this, finish the run with commentary. I'll upload it, and then after that I can start doing runs again. I'll probably do like a no reset or something, and then just practice whenever I mess up. Usually that's helpful. Yo, thanks CMFE. Appreciate it. And thanks Unforgettable. Yeah, this was in my final race of yesterday. That's the reason that you see this different layout, because for GSA they want the timer and the game to be completely separate. Usually I overlap them. Yeah, I'm still gonna do any percent, at least up until pace, for like 4x or 3x. But I'm gonna do Weepy on the side and start to learn Darker after I get a 114 in that. Nah, 59.58 is the record. I kind of want to see a comparison between the top 4 times. Like right at the end. That'd be so interesting. So Barabaka. That was the first time I got first try. That whole day. That would actually be super satisfying to watch. Like, out of the pylon. Hey, Colin. Yeah, we're gonna PB again pretty soon. Now that I destroyed that barrier. I don't know about destroy, but broke it. Yo, thanks, Spiker. Exactly, cry. Yeah, I think I saw that one. But like seeing all the sub hours in one video would be cool. Cause it's just not pew pew, it's like pew 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 pew. Which is hotter. Yo, thanks, Arabaka. I don't think this was my best lake exit, but it was close. I've gotten 4x a couple times, and I should be able to get it more often. I was racing against Ekwan. Yo, thanks, Shapega. This wooded was kind of surprising, I guess, with how it turned out. First of all, what was that? I did not expect to hit that rock, but the game kind of just helped me out a little bit. The game actually did that a lot of times during that run, where it just kind of picked me up, and I kind of knew it was gonna happen. It actually let me through. Yo, thanks, Tyrone. How close did I play till Sob? Probably, I'd say like 10 seconds. 11 or 12. I don't know exactly. I haven't checked. I actually messed up whether there will be every time today. That one was the least time loss, but it was still bad. I actually understand what I'm doing though. It's because I wasn't going far enough to the left, and I had to attempt to save it, which I did. Why don't I do tree route? Because it only saves me a second if I do it optimally. However, I never am able to save that full second. So I end up losing like a second or two each time. I worked on it for like an hour or two, and I could never save time. At least consistently. Plus it's a harder route. In my opinion. Yeah, I was 9 in snow and 8 in luncheon, I think. Those were the main time losses. I mean, easy time save for next time. Jump off the wall. You probably could, but I don't think that would be faster. When did I hit this nut? Usually anything in OX is good. Yeah, it's not too bad. I've hit that nut at 1607 before, but I've lost like 5 seconds to the ending. So I think that broke like a small mental barrier of mine, because I've never gotten an OX fade out wooded until now, and this was like an 1807. I recently learned how much time you can save with a good vector there. It was like 1.5 seconds compared to my old PB. So that's definitely one of the time saves I found. For me at least. There's been other people that have done it. Like I looked at Nick's run and I saw how much faster it was. How do you stay on that platform? To mean with the uproot, you just kind of shake when you're kind of outside. And when you shake, he also like stays in place in midair. It's weird how it works. Oh. Yeah, so that was 1802 in my splits, which is 9 seconds ahead of my PB. Yeah, thanks, Davis. Alright, so my old PB, I actually had 4 seconds of time save here. Or 4 or 5. Because I actually bonked at the start. Luckily, I haven't done that since. But that was an interesting mistake to have at that time. No, Equan still has the fastest wooden. Or no, Goria does. Which is 7 seconds faster than what I just got. Which doesn't make... I don't even understand. He got an 18 flat fade out. Which is... I want to say 2 seconds better than my sub. Something like that. It's mainly because of the late crate route. But he also had a 510 wooded. I don't think he's been able to replicate it though. I think I want to start getting like 3x for Cloud. That'd be pretty good. So up to this point, what am I thinking? I'm thinking, okay, this is pretty good pace, but I wasn't nervous at all. Mainly because I made so many mistakes beforehand, plus I've lost so many runs to sub-hour at this point, so I'm just kind of playing the game. There's quite a sharp contrast between my 1 flat and my 59-59. In my 1 flat, I had a terrible early game, losing about 15 seconds, I'd say. But in this run, I lost about 20 seconds in mid-game. So it kind of balances out, and I'm just a little bit better at the game, I guess. Yeah, this was a pretty good loss. It didn't quite gold, but it was like 0.1 off, I remember. Yeah, we're gonna upload this commentated version once I'm done with it. Then we'll come back for some runs. So I've actually never gotten a 4x banner before, let alone a 4x fade out for Lost. So that was kind of insane for me. But comparing against, I believe it was Gorya's run, the same one as the 18 flat. He lost a bit of time in Metro. So I was able to save quite a lot, I guess. Hey, Jam. I believe I missed this jump coming up, one of my other ones. So I fixed that. This is the best Metro of all time. So yes. Not the split itself, but you know what I mean. It was a 29-25, which is 15 seconds ahead of my PB. So at that point I could have technically 3x'd, but I didn't think I could play that well. And that's fine though. You gotta have time loss somewhere. No, it was 29-25 fade out. 29-20 fade banner. So it was like super hot. I think it was like a 736 Metro. But the main reason it was kind of bad, I don't want to say bad because it really wasn't that bad, but this Mecha Wiggler fight was pretty terrible. I probably lost like 5 seconds here. But whatever. Can I compare the Ekmon's early game? Not until I have late crate, which is not gonna happen for a little bit. Yo, thanks Dork9 for the 100 bits, and a congrats. Obviously there's no alerts on screen, because I'm recording this for YouTube, but yeah. So if you get that loop right there, you automatically lose I think it's 2 seconds, maybe like a second and a half. But then I also got hit by that, which is another second and a half. So in total I lost like 4 to 5 seconds. So it could have technically been a sub 25 Dark Metro if I had a perfect pattern, but no. Yeah, one day we'll get 24. And that'll be like 3x base. For sure. But I definitely want to keep getting Alexas. I'm setting that as my new standard. I mean, I'm really surprised that people were surprised that this was still easily sub-hour pace. Out of, like, luncheon. Because the early game was absolutely insane for me. It's just losing time in different places. I mean, I was thinking I could low 4x out of Metro. So I knew what my time save was and where I can do better. Even in the pillars I could have world record. So like the early game helps a ton. It's about having a good early game and then flying with it. Thanks, Froggy. I know Chaos knew it was sub-hour pace. He was watching it on his stream. Because I know I'm capable of like a 12-4x for BM. And it's not too bad. Could I have done it? I think I could have done it in this run. If I had a good moon, but I didn't. I think this early game will help me a lot. It's gonna push me to play better. Did not accept bad runs as much. I would probably keep a run going. As long as I'm under 10 seconds behind out of Metro, I think I'll be fine. Probably like 5 seconds behind or less is where I want to be. But I don't expect to be ahead too much. I mean, I could do it, but not easily. Also, I missed that. My BM this run was a 12:51, I think. But I had a bad moon. It was like a 7:36 Bowser's and 15 moon. And I mean, both of those splits aren't the best. They were good enough though. When am I gonna add late crate? I want 4x first, and I'll see how far I can go. I'll probably do it after pace though. Because I'm keeping this route for now. Or whatever I'm doing. So yeah, that was a 29-20 banner. And then 25 fade out. I feel like people underestimate the times we can get now. Like 1251 would have been hard 2 months ago. But now it's pretty easy. Like I can probably get that consistently as well as like sub 1250s. Do you mean 2930 fade out? Oh, this was so bad. I didn't really know what to do. Because I just kind of flubbed with my inputs. So I was practicing that a little bit earlier today. Snow is where most of my mistakes happened. And then I kind of calmed down for a little bit. But then luncheon strike back. My snow somehow got like so much worse yesterday. And a little bit today in practice, I could tell. So I gotta keep doing ILs, I guess. I think a 1246 is possible. I'm probably capable. Let me think. I can get a 34 Bowser's and a 511 Moon at my best. So I'd say like 35, 12, probably 47. I could reasonably do. Probably 48 would be good. What's the best Bowser's time? I think Ryuya has a 733. But I mean, he can get 409 bunnies, and I'm only capable of a 411 with my strats. So there's quite a difference there. No, he didn't stop running. He's been streaming on Nico Nico though. And occasionally Twitch. But he's still doing runs. No, he got a 508 recently. And he also did like a BT2 pillars again. So here's the sad part. I held left too early, so I bounced off the wrong part. Then that was another 2. So let me think. I had a 20, and then this should be an 06. Yeah. So that was a 46 snow, which is 5 seconds off. No, not 5. 9 seconds off my gold. So that was a giant time loss. But a 4x still would have been technically possible. Barely. Gory streams in the morning for people from the US because he's in Japan. And it's what? It's probably like 10 o'clock for him. He streams at night in Japan. Wow. I missed that spin pound so many times today. Or that day. Not today. You know what I mean. Yeah, 3x as of right now is kind of the limit. I don't see anyone getting a 2x anytime soon. But I mean, we have to wait for like more strats to be found. Then we can worry about set 5930. But as of right now, 4x is a pretty solid run. With a few mistakes. Pringle got a 59.29. His sob is like a 38 or something, dude. Probably not that bad. Probably like a mid 3x. That was a really weird angle for me. So I had to go out a little bit further. X will happen at pace. I don't think I can play that well in those conditions. I don't think it will happen. You could maybe get a sub-hour by someone, but not a 4x. That's too hard. Yo, thanks my while. Got it in my last race yesterday. I'd really like to be able to hit this top moon at sub 38 eventually. But as of right now, that's kind of hard. I could do it, but that'd be insane pace. That's kind of where my goal is right now. Hey, second beast. Oh, I missed the cutscene there. What the heck? So that happens because I press A too early, and then it doesn't register the cutscene skip. So then my next input is up for the boss fight, and it just goes to the cancel button. So at this point, I think I'm 6 seconds ahead? Maybe 5. I think it's about 6 seconds ahead of my PB. But it gets a lot worse. I'll point out the mistakes when I get there. Not that one. That one was unusual though. Yeah, I'll get 4x pretty soon. Maybe today or tomorrow, I don't know. No, I'm not retiring 80%. I think Nick's the only one who does that. Who did that. But I ain't done. Alright, so coming up is a very silly mistake that happened in one of my earlier races. So I know how to prevent it now, but that was actually pretty good. But right here, basically what happened is if you get a frame perfect spin pound, hitting Z out on the very first frame after jumping, then you don't actually hit ground pound spots. So I did that frame perfectly twice, which is quite uncommon. But I just have to wait a little bit more. Yeah, I was also confused how I missed that. But whatever. I'm still ahead of my PB at this point. I'm definitely gonna do more luncheon and snow aisles before my race. I think most of my game is pretty solid though. So now I am 4 seconds ahead, or something. What does the year say? 2022? Because for GSA races, for an anti-cheat method, they pick a random date before the races, and you have to set it on your Switch. What was my Metro time not fade out? 59:20. So this right here, I was quite worried about. Because I was like, don't hit the torch. And then, I mean, I didn't hit the torch, but I hit the other thing. So that ended up losing me about 3 seconds. Probably 4. That was a good amount. So at this point, the commentators were thinking, oh, Sabar's did too many mistakes. But I'm like, I can still sub 55 or something. Because at this point, I'm only 2 seconds off my PB. It was a 7:36 Metro. Yeah, my PB had a 44-42, and this is a 44. So I've actually had multiple paces exactly like this over the past week. I think I had probably 3 total that were on the same pace. Like 46, no, not 46. I've only gotten a 46 earned once, which is gonna change. What was it? What was I saying? Also, that was weird, but whatever. So I've been getting like 4703, 4702, around that area, which require pretty much at 1250 BM, which I've been so close to getting those 3 times. But it's usually just one mistake that'll kind of ruin it. But this run had less mistakes. So I did it. Other than the start, this round I think was pretty good. For my standards. So that, I actually forgot where the heart was, and I went to the wrong one. So I had to improvise that. So now I'm about 2.5 seconds behind. Mainly because of the start. Yeah, I'm gonna do any percent, probably no reset, and then practice later, after this uploads. But we still have to finish the run. Oh, I kinda missed that earlier, but Subchoica. Yo, thanks, Papa, for the good job. This is about 0.3 faster than Goryuga, so yes. It's currently third place? No, third place. I guess I had 1251 in this run. That's not too bad at all. And I lost about 3 on Moon. It's pretty good. I mean, I can't really expect to lose 0 time here. You gotta lose it somewhere. But the Bowser's was quite solid. I mean, the shards mistake wasn't that bad. It was kind of weird, but really it only lost me about a second. It could have been so much worse. Yeah, so that doesn't lose that much time because I rolled, and you still get closer to the capture. So I believe the commentators said like that we lost a ton of time, but it really doesn't. It's probably about 0.2 at most. That was surprising to me. So I lost about a second here. But I did get the insta-capture, so it kind of made up for it. Has the second race been retimed? Unfortunately, Ekwon didn't locally record his run. So I believe they went off the VOD. They might ask me to re-upload my local recording of it. But I believe I beat him by about 0.3 or something. When Espa looked at the timers or whatever. But I'm pretty sure I won. Pretty sure. Nice spin pound. This was a pretty solid end to bunnies though. Like, I did everything pretty cleanly. I think Equan actually went for Spin Pound Harriet here, which is much harder than what I do. Yeah, me and Equan race again at 7 today for another best of 3. Hopefully it's only 2 races this time, because doing 3 races in a row is a lot, and it takes a long time. I don't remember what we put it for. I thought it was 7 though. Maybe it's 6. So after Topper, I usually look at the timer, and usually I can play... Is it not? Yeah, it's 9 minutes after the cutscene starts. That's about how long it takes if I get a good ending. So at this point, a 59-56 would have been possible. But I did lose 3 on the moon, so then 59-59. There's a lot of points in the run where I can see what pace I'm on, like in Luncheon, and then there especially. I think I can use the screenshot for the thumbnail that I took earlier. Yeah. Yeah, I know what to do for the thumbnail for this. So as I was rolling up here, I started to get a little bit nervous, but I was still confident that I could do this, because I practiced it so much after I failed it that one time. Or I guess twice now. On about the same pace. Subsource. I think I'm about tied with next run here. Something like that. Yeah, this was pretty impressive for a race record. Because it was by 20 seconds, which is a lot of improvement in one run. I mean, overall this run's pretty good, but not where I want it. Who knows, I might beat it tonight. That'd be funny. If somehow I beat this again. I remember the commentators being really surprised that this was a 54-49... No, not 49. 44 exit for Fade Out. Because usually they don't see people getting consistent Bowser times like that. I don't know. I kind of want my next PB to be like on my normal stream though. Both of my past minute barriers have been on my alt account. So I guess I can highlight it on there. Actually, no, I didn't stream 100. That was the 10026, I think, which was an insane run at the time. I was 2 seconds off of Chaos's record. Then I had 10012, and then this, the 10000, and now 5959. 0.4 slower than Nick's Bowser. Yeah. I'm actually not surprised I missed that. That was a weird setup. But it really doesn't lose that much time. It's probably about 1 or 2 seconds. Name of alt? I will not give it. Feel free to find it. So this actually scared me. Usually you get 2 rolls there to get the perfect amount of distance. I got 1, which I knew it was still possible to hit Bowser, but you could see he was about to jump up, and I was super worried. Cinemaskers, I think you are the most consistent person to post Force Me emotes in every single message you give. It's like actually impressive. Not really, but you know what I mean. I think that's like your punctuation. Like, you gotta end a sentence, put a Force Nemo in there. But I captured Bowser at 57:59, which, on good escapes, I can be 2 seconds better than that, so I could have gotten a 57. Barely. But on that mistake earlier, I was kind of worried where I missed going on that block. But it wasn't enough time loss to be semi dead. I know I can still do it. But actually, I guess I can explain what happened there. I didn't expect to shoot a 3rd fireball, but somehow, I think my hands were kind of shaking. Just a little bit, but it actually registered that input, which kind of saved the run. So the game was helping me out there again. It helped me out in plenty of places. Like there was that one in Wooded, and especially that one at the end. Eight playing Fortnite? What the heck? Get out of here. I gotta unfriend some people. I saw that that 5th one was gonna miss, so I shot a 6th just to be sure. That was probably like 0.3 of the time loss. 0.5 maybe. On that swipe. But I still made the cycle, so it was fine. Then going up to the pillar, I wasn't sure if it was it or not. Because it takes about 17 to 16 seconds to break this open. From entering, like, the box. But then I did it. And I split weight. But we didn't. Yay! And then I kind of screamed a little bit, so we did it. And yeah, I beat the game in under an hour. And we're gonna close the recording out now. Thanks for watching, YouTube. We're getting record very soon. Actual record. Bye bye.